game is rigged. If you're not born white or male, or if you're maybe gay or differently abled or gender non-conforming or just a little weird or half a dozen other things, it might be harder for you to win the game. The game is rigged. So why play? Why not just drop out? Why not just end it all? That's a question that many of us have asked. Some of us many, many times. And that's a question that the American Family Happily Institute has asked. You know, they've got hundreds of scientists all on staff working day and night doing research into the causes and effects of happily. And they have discovered something very interesting about the game. It may not be the game you've been led to believe. In fact, it may not be just one game. It might be 10 or hundreds or even 1,000 games, and together they may create a series, and in fact a series of series, and collectively this may actually be a quest. And the great thing about a quest is that there's more than one path to get to your final destination. The great thing about a quest is that there are many ways to win. And the experts down at the Institute have theorized that this quest is actually a quest for happily. Now, as you probably know, happily is not just happiness. Happiness is all well and good, but it's not always necessary or appropriate. In fact, happily is inner peace and self-actualization. So happily is about building a calm and a peace within yourself, and also building you into the best you that you can be. Now, I have been very interested in the quest for happily, and I have been speaking with the scientists down at the Institute, and they have been telling me all about their discoveries. And one of the most interesting things that they have determined is that it cannot be conclusively proven that the unicorns of the universe didn't send you down here specifically upon the quest for happily. And it cannot be conclusively proven that you did not already accept the quest for happily, and that in fact you may have actually chosen the various handicaps that you carry that may seem to impede you in the game, because they may actually, these same attributes, help you in the quest to learn and grow in happily. So I have accepted this quest. In fact, I have decided to devote my life to it, and I now travel throughout the land spreading happily to folks just like you. So clearly I have accepted the quest, but I still have a problem. I have a problem doing all the things. You may be familiar with this problem, doing all the things. It's actually very common, right?
Yeah.
So I went to my sister, you know, Betsy, there in the center. She's one of my 5 identical sextuplet sisters. She's kind of a ditz, but she has some good ideas once in a while. And Betsy, she had this idea that if she had a cheerleader, it would help her to do all the things. So she looked for a cheerleader to live in her house with her. But she failed. She couldn't find her. So she decided instead to become a cheerleader for all of you. And she has devoted her life to spreading happily throughout the land. And in fact, she got together with the scientists and statisticians down at the Institute, and they studied teams and games and leadership and yada yada and all the great big things of trying to do the things. And they determined find actually that having a cheerleader really does help people do all the things more smoothly. And so she has founded this troop called the Glamorous OmniAmorous Cheerleaders. Some of them here today through the wonder of pixelated photography. And that's because they couldn't be here with us because even though there's like 20 or 30 of them at this point, they're busy traveling throughout the land spreading happily. But the problem is that the cheerleaders can't be there everywhere all the time to help everyone do all the things that they need to do. In fact, they can't even always be there for me, and believe me, I get asked. So Betsy, she's trying to help me out and trying to help out all the people, so she went to the scientists and she asked them, was there a way that they could capture the pure cheer energy of the cheerleaders and put that into a portable format to give to all the people so they could have it whenever they needed it. And the scientists, they have all kinds of crazy apparatus down at the lab, and they did all kinds of things, and they came up with this magical, wonderful thing that they were actually able to capture the pure cheer energy, and they were able to distill it into a super concentrated format. And they were able to sequester that pure cheer energy into a solid object. And let me tell you, pure cheer energy is very exciting. And that is why I am able to be here This is just an example of the excitement. This is why I am able to be here with you today and tell you about this amazing new product that they have created at the Institute, the American Family Happily Institute, this product which is currently helping me to do all the things. And that product is the Pro-Happily Pom-Pom. And as you can see, it's super concentrated. And that's really good because you always want to get things in super concentrated format. It helps with transportation and packaging and saving the earth and all the wonderful things, yada yada, that we all want to do. And of course, it's also great for transportation and storage. So I can carry this with me wherever I am. Now, since I've been using the Pro-Happily Pom-Pom, my ability to do all the things has increased exponentially. I am doing them much more smoothly. Now, if I were to tell you that you too could have a Pro-Happily Pom-Pom, you'd probably be a little interested.
Yes.
And if I were to tell you that you could have this for only $19.99, that was a pretty good deal.
No.
What if I told you that it was only $9.99, but it helps you do all the things? There's not many things that do that. You'd probably think that was a bargain.
Okay, maybe.
Indeed. But in fact, I'm not going to ask you for $19.99. I'm not even going to ask you for $9.99 because today only, and for all of you good fine folks here in this room only, I'm going to give you your own Pro-Happily Pom-Pom absolutely free. Today, two of the executive members of our fan club for the Glamorous OmniAmorous Cheerleaders. Now move among you and pass out you to your own Pro-Happily Pom-Pom. And then we're going to do a quick test of the Pro-Happily Pom-Pom here today because it's still in beta. We're going to ask you to fill out a poll. We have Ms. Weiner, one of our scientists from down at the Institute. She's going to be in the lobby after the show helping you to fill out the poll so that you can help us test the efficacy. Now, real quick, I want to tell you about the Anti-Procrastination Fluff, which is an amazing feature of the Pro-Happily Pom-Pom. You know, Betsy likes to eat fluff for lunch. I'm sure you guys know how great fluff is. And she discovered completely by accident that when she left her Pro-Happily Pom-Pom sitting on top of the fluff, it managed to change the properties of this fluff. And when she ate her sandwich the next day, suddenly she was able to do all the things. Even things that she had been putting off for a long time. And that's why she named it the Anti-Procrastination Fluff. Yeah. And she went to our scientists down at the Institute to ask them how did this ever occur, and they determined that pure cheer energy has a unique property among all products and chemicals and things throughout the land. It has a unique property, and that is that it is sun-soluble. So when you put a Pro-Happily Pom-Pom onto a regular, ordinary jar of fluff that you can get at the supermarket, it will leach through the amazing sun solubility, it will leach the pure cheer energy into that fluff. And the scientists have determined that 3 days is the appropriate time for maximum efficacy. So you're going to have a recipe in with your Pro-Happily Pom-Pom, and you'll be able to make this yourself at home. Now we're also going to be doing a tasting out in the lobby after our presentation today. Now real quick, if you would please just bear with me, and then we're going to be done here. If you would please hold your Pro-Happily Pom-Pom between your thumb and forefinger. We're going to test this out. And the way that it works is you just bend your arm at the elbow, and then you extend it as high as you can with your own unique personal ability. And you do this 3 times, and while you do it, you say the magic incantation cheer. You can do all the things. We're going to do it together now. We're going to see if it maximizes efficacy. You